Good afternoon to everyone. Thanks to the journalists who came today to our media center. The first thing we would like to carry out our briefing to the topic results of the monitoring campaign Police Under Control. We are glad to see you at our media center. The monitoring campaign Police Under Control was carried out by the Association of Ukrainian Human Rights Monitors in the activity of law enforcement bodies, jointly with the Regional Initiatives Foundations. As we know, tomorrow the new police law will take effect. Today we have several speakers. They are Serhiy Pernykoza, campaign coordinator, representative of Ukrainian human rights monitors in the activity of law enforcement bodies; Nataliya Krynytska, director of advocacy group Regional Initiatives Foundation; Ihor Rekun, coordinator of monitoring campaign in Sumy region; Tetyana Honcharuk, PR management; and Oleksiy Beloshinsky, head of the Department of Monitoring and Analysis with the Department of Patrol Service. Monitoring took place for 3 weeks. We managed to monitor 23 patrols of the patrol service. As a result of monitoring, we found certain gaps and deficiencies in the police performance, but we also found the improved performance as well. So the findings of our monitorings are as follows. The culture of communicating of police to the citizens have improved much. They are not rude, they do not use forbidden vocabulary, and even in the conflict situations they behave in a rather adequate manner. As concerned the medical assistance to be provided, the first medical assistance, here we should say it is a weakness. The patrolman should learn more how to provide medical assistance. According to our findings, the attitude of policemen to photo and video recording have improved, but the attitudes are not good enough. 80% of policemen they demonstrated adequate attitudes, but some policemen, when you make records, video records, they demonstrate not a very good attitude. They ask you why are you doing that, and saying that they refuse, that they ban to make video recording. So this is a space for improvement. The policemen not always knows the laws. They do not refer to the rules of the law. They do not give reasons why do they do these or those actions. We also conducted an opinion poll among ordinary citizens, and ordinary citizens said that the patrol service come faster than it was before, and that the communication skills of the policemen also improved. Upon the findings of our monitoring, we also compiled recommendations to the Ministry of Interior. To our mind, the policemen should know how to save lives of people in the case of extreme situations, in extraordinary situations. So they should receive more training in providing of medical assistance, first medical aid, and also something should be made to car parking of policemen. You know, there was one case when the patrol car was just in the middle of the road, and one car bumped into that patrol car. So patrols should park in adequate places. Also, we felt concern about the video recording cameras. They work not in a stationary mode, and not all patrol cars have such video camera recorders. The shooting should be stationary so that any manipulations are avoided. The VCR should work all the time, but not in some individual periods. We also would like to see how the attitudes of policemen to monitoring will become calmer. We issued a report which we would send to the Ministry of Interior. I would like to give the floor now to Ms. Nataliya Krynytska, who saw the monitoring activities directly, and maybe you can tell us something which is not included in the report. Good afternoon. As you know, the new police in Kiev appeared in summer. They have a new uniform. They are open for selfies with them, and they are more open in communication, but you know that their main task is to maintain the public order in the city, and how they, what is the degree of how they perform, what is their performance, and how the new police would respond to that some individuals demonstrate higher interest to their performance, how they would react to video and photo recording and shooting, to the questions to them to demonstrate their documents and to give details what are they doing. Well, the monitoring demonstrate positive facts. During our monitoring, we have found very interesting outcomes. There were some positive and negative trends found, and some gaps were revealed, and to make a contribution to improve the performance of police, we just should be initiative and enthusiastic citizens and know our rights and duties of citizens and rights of duties of policemen. In general, during monitoring, we just go along the streets, and when we saw patrols, we asked what they were doing. We made video recording, and I got a rather positive experience, despite of some weaknesses which we also registered. And I would like to say that monitoring, when it is conducted, the policemen should remember that they are civil servants who should ensure our comfort, and we should remember that we have the right to observe their activities. and we can help them to improve their performance.
Чули результат?
Alexei, you have heard about the monitoring outcomes, and how would you comment on them? First of all, I'm very thankful to this support shown by broad public, and I'm very glad to recognize that civil society organizations stay proactive and show attention to the new police. And new police has been acting based on new principles, and we are very grateful to the feedback from broad public. As for the presented report, I would like to respond. Of course, I agree with those shortcomings that they exist, but please do not be very critical about our work. We try to improve continuously. We work insistently, and we try to approach those shortcomings, try to find systemic solutions. As for the right to make a picture, to make shooting of a policeman, we always allow this unless this very citizen prevents a policeman from carrying out his duties. We always keep saying this to our staff. As for medical assistance, of course, sometimes situations happen when they need to provide assistance, but you should be aware that policemen received special training on police duties, but they are not medical experts. In line with our training plan, we have regular trainings in medical matters, and gradually we will raise their awareness in these issues. But again, I would like to underscore that they are not professional medical workers, but nevertheless they could provide emergency help in case of necessity. As for the cameras and about shooting, cameras are very capable. They shoot in good quality, but the shift of a police crew lasts for 12 hours, and while the battery life is not that long. And currently we're thinking how to approach to this problem, where to find either different cameras or to find longer active batteries. So these are technical limitations. And once again, I would like to thank you for this work which you carried out, and for that meaningful report which you presented to us. We're very happy to hear recognition from you, appreciation from you, and we are even more happy to hear your criticism. I would like to give the floor now to Mr. Ihor Rekun. He carried out monitoring in Sumy, where the new police is not working yet, and tomorrow militia in Sumy will automatically become police. What do you expect from this? First of all, I would like to congratulate our militia with the November 7th, which is their professional holiday. We observed work of militia in Sumy and in some other locations. Our impression was not that bad as we expected. As for the equipment, I should say that it is not perfect. They do not always have their badges. They do not always know how to represent them properly when they approach to the citizens. But there is much more positive things. When they approach to citizens, they show they are tolerant, they are very tolerant, they are very open, they are smiling, they are ready to assist, they are ready to call for emergency medical service. And young surgeons, by the way, show good perspective for improvement. And by the way, I expect that these young surgeons have a good perspective to become officers in the future, even more chances than the officers who became officers in the past. During an event, I observed how senior lieutenant rejected to present himself to me. He rejected. He said, I do not want, and did not mention his name. At the same, and then his chief, his captain, came to him and explained that it's okay, that there is special legislation allowing me to do this. There are a lot of complaints from the this new police for technical support. I observed how two cars arrived to an accident, and the second car left very quickly because another accident happened somewhere else, and this shows how technical support is important. Another interesting aspect, when you mention human rights in their presence, to some of them this sounds like novelty. And now questions. Golos UA. There were a lot of pictures in Facebook showing how many cars were broken, and there were reports that many people resigned from police. As of now, I do not know this exact figure, how many cars were broken and how many cars were got involved in the road accidents. But as for the number of policemen who resigned, but this is not more than 30 people. I think that's a normal process, because in any working team there are people who resign. And that's normal. Some people resign because of family reasons. Some people resign because of their personal reasons. There could be a big variety of such reasons. Probably you observed there were many road accidents when police registers that drivers were unable to drive properly, and they always follow strict rules. But in some cases, drivers some drivers become involved into road accidents with the police, new police. But it's not the mistake of police. How militia will work during this transition period when there is no more militia and we do not have police yet? What will happen in another cities? How you will monitor the situation there? Of course, I cannot speak on behalf of the entire militia. I can speak about patrol police, and patrol police, they by the end of this year we will have patrol police in 5 more cities, while by the end of the next year we will have 30. By mid next year, by summer next year, we will have 30 patrol police cities. Currently in Kiev, Kharkiv, Odessa, and Lviv. So tomorrow police will work in Kharkiv, Lviv, Odessa, etc. No, tomorrow the law on national police comes into force, and police from tomorrow will be everywhere. I mentioned just patrol police, but militia will undergo the transition period. They are subject to attestation, and they started to resign from yesterday. I think that the country won't remain without police. Any further questions, dear friends? Please raise your hands a bit earlier. Kiev TV channel, about tomorrow. What new powers will new police have, and how you will register offenses, whether new police will appear on the roads, or what will happen. The powers will be exactly the same which are provided by the law on national police. There is a set of novelties in this law. This is police care and visual checks, and strictly regulated and structured way and way to use different equipment and better understanding by policemen what equipment could be used in what situation. As for the road police, now provisions on them are being developed, and we will see what will be the Alexeyev between 2012 and 2013, the traffic police collected millions or even billions of hryvnia as fines for light alcohol drinks use in course of driving, and as of today, we observe a lot of people drinking in the streets, and now my question, whether there is a special instruction in place for new police to issue fines or to impose fines upon those people who violate Ukrainian legislation and drink alcoholic drinks in the streets. Of course, this problem exists, I agree with you, but policemen have to comply with the legislation of Ukraine. There is an article about alcoholic drinking in public places, and based on this article, the policemen have to issue such a fine bill. Sometimes they do not just warn people, they fill in the protocols and issue fine bill. And I should state that when police is present in course of this violation, they immediately respond.
Well, I have another question about your subordinates. Do they know the law on national police? They knew the law on militia rather poorly. Yes, of course, all servants of the patrolling police, they have looked through and they have learned the national police law, and they have received training on the new law. But the law will start working from tomorrow. What about fines? Do the police have the power to issue fines? The drivers said they can only issue notices, but not fines. Will the police issue fines? Well, as concerned drunk driving or some other kind of chemical narcotic drugs influences on drivers' reactions. This is the article of the law which is subject to court trial. Patrols may only issue an offense notice, and if the person is against issuing a notice, it can be detained for medical examination with the hospital, and Fines also can be issued. There are no obstacles to this. According to new amendments to the Code of Administrative Offenses of Ukraine, it launches the system where the matters, if we talk about the traffic rules, road traffic, the matters which fall onto the road police powers. Yes, the police can issue both notices and fines. Yamets Maria, Ukrainian Crisis Media Center, could you tell us there is such a novelty as a Facebook page of a new police according to the patrolman? How does it help to have the connection with individuals, with the citizens? Yes, I have told already that we are transparent and open to the civil society, and such methods as the Facebook page provides us also an opportunity to give feedback from the citizens, and positive and some negative feedbacks, so that we understand efficiency of our activities and our performance. So I believe it is very important as well. And to finalize, I would like to give you the report itself. Thank you, and we hope that our commands and recommendations will help the police to improve its performance. Thank you, friends. That's all. See you later.